Today on Breeze TV.
JMU is known for holding doors, but what happens when that becomes a safety issue?
And up next, one of these two ladies will be your next SGA president.
Plus, everything you need to know about what's happening in Pyeongchang.
Your friends, your neighbors, your news.
This is Breeze TV.
Live from the Allison B. Parker Studio in the School of Media Arts and Design at James Madison University, this is Breeze TV.
Good morning, JMU. I'm Maria Kuehler.
And I'm Sammy Crisatello. Thanks for joining us on Breeze TV. Today, we begin our newscast with a heavy heart. The shooting on Wednesday in Parkland, Florida is the deadliest shooting in 2018. A gunman opened fire in a high school. 17 people are dead and 14 are hospitalized. The shooter is charged with 17 counts of premeditated murder. He appeared in court and pled guilty yesterday. There are new questions about what the FBI might have known about his troubled past and violence-related posts on social media. According to one law enforcement official, there were at least 2 threat reports that the FBI received about the shooter.
Everything that we were supposed to do, Broward County Schools has prepared us for this situation, and still, to have so many casualties, it's very, at least for me, it's very emotional because I feel today like our government, our country has failed us and failed our kids and didn't keep us safe.
Florida's Attorney General says the state will pay for all funeral expenses for the victims' families. They will also provide counseling for the survivors who need it. Back at JMU, while the school prides itself on the friendly habit of holding doors open for others, there have been several incidents this semester where unknown individuals have taken advantage of this by entering residence halls. Breeze TV's Haley Reichner is live in the studio with more information. Haley?
Thanks, Sammy. Piggybacking is when residents swipe their card into their dorm and hold the door open for the person behind them. This allows unknown individuals to easily enter the building. University spokesperson Bill Wyatt comments on this issue.
Certainly, anytime something like this happens, our campus police get involved and they investigate each incident. It's really important that when it happens that you immediately call campus police and then talk to your RA because if the campus police can come over right after the incident, they can start investigating, talking to people before they've forgotten what they've seen. And then, depending on what happens, they may change the way that they patrol that area.
The suspects have not been identified because there are no security cameras in the residence halls due to it being an invasion of privacy. We will have more information on these incidents in the coming weeks. Back to you, Sammy.
Thanks, Haley. Harrisonburg's delegate Tony Wilt proposed a new bill that was passed recently at the Virginia House of Delegates. The bill is aimed at limiting distribution of university student contact information. This bill was motivated after the political group Next Gen Virginia used public record requests to obtain cell phone numbers during last year's election. This occurred at many public universities in Virginia, including here at JMU. This new bill will prohibit the release of personal student information to outside groups. Students or parents will have to express written permission to give out their information. The bill passed with bipartisan support and will now go to the Virginia Senate.
A bipartisan group of senators agreed on an immigration deal Wednesday. It offers a pathway to citizenship for nearly 2 million undocumented immigrants who are brought to the U.S. as children. The plan also earmarks $25 billion for border security and cuts on the number of green cards handed out per year.
It is our best chance to produce legislation that can pass the House, pass the Senate, and earn the president's signature.
President Trump says he wants a 4-pillar solution which involves border security, protection for those who receive DACA benefits, an end to the diversity lottery, and a major overhaul of the immigration system. Yesterday, 11 DACA recipients and 15 supporters marched from New York City to Washington, D.C. The walk to stay home represents the 11 million undocumented immigrants that live in the U.S. today. The 15-day march ends with a protest in the nation's capital. Also, the Me Too movement has become a worldwide trend all over social media. Aaliyah McLean reports on how JMU is raising awareness about sexual misconduct that occurs on campus.
Last week, the Center of Faculty and Innovation held its first Flashpoint of the semester. Flashpoints are panels and discussions led by faculty on topics that are pressing and seem relevant on our campus. This Flashpoint was on the Me Too movement. The Me Too movement is a recent trend that broke the internet when women who have encountered sexual assault spoke about their harassments by using the hashtag MeToo. The panel's purpose is to educate and answer questions on what we can do as a campus.
Our new students in our community all complete Haven, which is an online sexual violence prevention program.
JMU uses Haven as a resource to help prevent sexual violence. However, after completion of the program, students are not required to revisit these topics.
Like as a freshman, I wasn't thinking about those things. So like now that I'm like a sophomore or about to be a junior, those are things that are more prevalent and like more important. So it should be like reiterated.
Earlier in the year, College Game Day returned and students made banners in support of the event. However, several banners were hung around campus on houses that were degrading and sexualized women.
The examples were easy to find, and when you quantify them and you start realizing that this stuff is everywhere, it is so normal.
Students recommend, in addition to assessments, that the university should implement more interactive programs and panels like this to ignite these conversations on topics that may not be addressed as often. Reporting for Breeze TV, this has been Aaliyah McLean.
Coming up next on Breeze TV, Nastasia Nicolau talks leadership and goals with SGA student body president candidates.
And we're tracking USA's success in this year's Winter Olympics.
Student Government Association elections are next Wednesday. A forum for the candidates was held this past Monday in Madison Union to talk about their goals for the upcoming year.
The leadership team, whether that's the president, vice president, or a representative to the Board of Visitors, it would just mean a lot to me if we could, as a finance committee and as a student government organization, really put an emphasis on empowering, forward-thinking groups across campus.
Students will have the opportunity to elect the next student body president, vice president, treasurer, and student representative to the Board of Visitors. Our very own Nastasia Nicolau was actually able to speak with the SGA presidential candidates. Nastasia?
Thanks, Sammy and Maria. I'm here with two of the SGA presidential candidates, Jewel Hurt and Simran Patel. They're going to be talking to us quickly today about a couple of things they want to accomplish if they were to win president this year. They're both known for being involved with multiple organizations on JMU's campus. It seems like leadership is a big part of this position. Can you guys talk to me a little bit about what you would want to bring to the team as the leader?
I would want to bring to the team as a leader is active voice, seeking out their student body and gaining their opinions so I can act on them. For next year, I hope to have a stronger committee and grow SGA as overall.
Yes, my platform focuses on 4 main points: to include all students, to improve on communication around the university, to build relationships between the administration, the students, and the Harrisonburg City Council, and to have a greater emphasis on diversity and access and inclusion. Awesome. Well, there is going to be elections next Wednesday, so make sure you go to beinvolved.jmu.edu if you want to vote for either of these wonderful ladies. Thank you guys again for coming and talking with us. Back to you, Sammy and Maria.
This past Monday, community members gathered at a small cemetery north of Linville to honor our 16th president, Abraham Lincoln, on the anniversary of his birth. The cemetery, located on a farm that was owned by Lincoln ancestors, contains the graves of Lincoln's great-grandfather and other relatives. This was the 43rd year people have gathered at the cemetery to listen to Philip Stone, president of the Lincoln Society. He explains Lincoln's local roots. The Lincoln Society is looking to raise money to buy land containing the cemetery in hopes of creating a museum of Civil War.
Special Collections, which is located on the 2nd floor of Carrier, has compiled the findings of racial history here at JMU. The idea first came about after riots sparked in Charlottesville this past August. The curator spoke to us about why he feels the JMU community should explore Madison's past, especially in today's political climate.
I think the importance of this exhibit ties into JMU's continuing efforts to become more diverse. I think in order to do that, we need to be familiar with the history here, especially the parts of it that's very unsavory and frankly painful to look at. I mean, there is racism in this institution's past. It's just there.
The exhibit does exemplify some horrific images of students using blackface during theater productions and Greek life events at Madison College. You're also likely to find letters from Robert E. Lee's Literary Society, as this exhibit shows the Southern heritage and racist culture Harrisonburg once had.
As week one of the Olympics comes to a close, Breeze TV's Kevin Rahm is here to give us an update on Team USA's pursuit for the gold. Kevin?
Well, Maria, Team USA picked up its first gold medal on Sunday when 17-year-old Red Gerard became the youngest American male athlete to medal at the Winter Games in 9 decades. He took home the gold in snowboard slopestyle, and that was just the start for Team USA on the slopes, as Jamie Anderson followed it up with a gold medal of her own in women's snowboard slopestyle. So it was a sweep in that event for the U.S. And moving on now to JMU sports coming up next after the break. JMU men's basketball has had a busy week at the Convo. I'll get you caught up on some hoops. And women's lacrosse opened its season against some tough competition. All that and more next on Breeze TV Sports Wrap.
This is Breeze TV.
Welcome back to Breeze TV. I'm Kevin Rahm. JMU men's basketball postponed 2 of its games last week after a few members came down with the mumps. Luckily, the Dukes were able to quickly get one of them rescheduled. They welcomed UNC Wilmington to the Convo Tuesday night, and it was a good one. Matt Lewis will catch the ball on the baseline here and rises over the D for the stuff. That was just 2 of his 16 points. Devontae Kaycock for UNCW had 26 points and 24 rebounds in the Seahawks' last meeting with JMU. Tuesday, Kaycock was a human highlight reel. Check out this lob from Jalen Forbes. Up, and Kaycock does the rest. JMU forward Devell Phillips, who battled symptoms of the mumps last week, held Kaycock to just 16 points and 8 boards on Tuesday. This one came down to the final shot. Phillips will ultimately play D on Jordan Talley, who throws up the prayer, and it's no good. Phillips and the Dukes get the win, 62-61.
To get him to come back and play 26 minutes and not moan, not complain, go out there and do his job and help us get out a win was beautiful.
It goes to show how tough a team you are and the grit we have. We're coming off a week where a lot of guys weren't in the gym. There was a lot of stuff going on around outside of basketball, but for us to come together and get this win is huge for us.
However, not much time for the Dukes to celebrate. Last night, they were taking on the first-place College of Charleston. It was a close game. JMU broke it open midway through the second half, leading by as many as 11 at one point, but Grant Riller would help the Cougars claw back. You can see him drive to the lane here and finish with a soft touch. The Cougars had a chance to win the game, but Cheely's shot was no good, and so we head to overtime. And early in overtime, Darius Banks hits the corner 3, but once again, it would come down to the final shot. This time, Riller gets it to go. It's the game winner. The Dukes fall 81-78. JMU lacrosse opened its season this past weekend. The 16th ranked Dukes welcomed number 3 UNC Chapel Hill to Centera Park. The Tar Heels, the reigning ACC champions. Early in the first half, you see Ella Hazard catch the pass here and get the nifty goal behind the back, but quickly, Hannah Haven had a quick answer. It was mostly a back-and-forth rally between the two teams, but down 1 late, Kristen Gaudian with the equalizer to send it into overtime. Now in double OT, Gaudian drives past all 3 defenders for the game winner. Gaudian had 5 goals as JMU knocks off the Tar Heels 15-14 in double overtime. The Dukes faced another ACC team this week in Virginia Tech. And guess who shined? Kristen Gaudian again shining for the Dukes, this time with a career-high 6 goals. Here's one of them with the entire Hokie team in her face. Haley Warden would also get in on the action. You'll see as she will catch a pass here from Haley Warden after the Lady lacrosse team is celebrating Gaudion's goal. Here's Kerrigan giving it to Warden. The preseason All-American gets the goal. The Dukes with a 16-11 win over Virginia Tech and a perfect start to the season.
We're just validating that we are here, we are hungry, and we're just trying to send a message that we can play with anyone. We don't care who you are, where you come from, we have what it takes. And I think our 2-0 start really just sends that message directly.
It's definitely boosts our confidence, beating UNC, beating Tech, but we're just taking one game at a time. Every team is competition, good competition. I think we just need to keep pushing it, keep grinding.
The Dukes now will head to UConn this Sunday to take on the Huskies. A very busy week in sports here, but that's it. Back to you, Sammy and Maria.
Thanks, Kevin. Coming up next, JMU is welcoming a new all-inclusive co-ed service fraternity on campus.
And Breeze TV's Haley Reichner takes us with her for a bite to eat.
This is Breeze TV.
There's a new service fraternity on campus. Epsilon Sigma Alpha is a non-competitive co-ed service fraternity that focuses on being involved on and off campus.
I think this semester really sets us apart because we're new, and us as exec, we're really trying to incorporate new perspectives and ideas, and I think that's really creating an open environment for the new members to share their thoughts and have a say their first semester in, so we're very excited.
Epsilon Sigma Alpha welcomes anyone who is open to meeting new people and giving back to the community.
On Tuesday, the University Health Center put on its first annual event called Sextacular, a fair promoting healthy sexuality for JMU students.
I think oftentimes students don't get that knowledge unless they take a human sexuality course or they're studying it on their own. So kind of an event to really just help make it not as awkward and in a very kind of safe, open, easy way.
February is apparently National Condom Month, with this week being Sexual Responsibility Week during the week of Valentine's Day. It is important to be conscious of sexual health. Education and activities were facilitated on various topics, including safe sex, supplies, anatomy, and healthy relationships.
Former U.S. President Barack Obama and former First Lady Michelle Obama unveiled their official portraits to the world this past Monday, February 12th, in the Smithsonian's National Portrait Gallery. Presidential portraits do not typically cause a major buzz, but the Obama portraits stood out for their boldness and unique style. The couple chose African-American artist Kennedy Wiley. Wiley explained the plants include flowers from Chicago, Hawaii, and Kenya, but all some could see was Sean Spicer hiding in the bushes. Someone else noticed a similarity to Beyoncé's pregnancy announcement. Wiley is known for painting African Americans like Michael Jackson in royal settings, mimicking old masters.
An 8-year-old boy in Fresno, California is being called a hero. Andrew Ramirez came to his classmates' rescue during a Valentine's Day party when she started to choke and couldn't breathe.
My desk partner made me laugh too hard when I ate a gummy bear, and then I kind of tried to swallow it, and then I started choking. I saw Michaela choking, grabbing her neck, and I quickly gave her the Heimlich maneuver.
Andrew learned the Heimlich maneuver from his father, who's an emergency room physician. However, Ramirez didn't even realize Andrew had practiced the technique. At such a young age, Andrew appears destined for the medical field and says he wants to be a doctor.
Some call her Harrisonburg's grilled cheese lady. She brings a lot of wit, love, and cheese to the Valley every day from inside her restaurant. Grilled Cheese Mania, Haley Reichner shows us how her positive attitude and giving spirit goes a long way.
Hey, Lauren, would you bring a bag of lettuce when you come out, please?
Though she was uneasy at first, Kathleen Mania Casey's faith gave her the go-ahead and the confidence 7 years ago to pack up her bags in New Jersey and move to the Berg, to be closer to her daughter, Emily.
I woke up one morning, I was praying about it, thinking about it, and I woke up and said, I'm going to Virginia. It was clear as a bell.
After settling in, she had an itch to start a business of her own, and in March 2012, it was decided. A grilled cheese restaurant was coming to Harrisonburg. Today, Mania is excited about the impact her recipes have on the community.
Love, love, love when they come in and they'll say, oh, I feel like I'm at my grandmother's house, or this reminds me of when I'm home. And that I feel like is a gift that I'm able to give them.
In her free time, Mania puts a lot of time and effort into creating the perfect environment for her guests.
I like the atmosphere as well. It's a very, very homey feel.
Mania also takes pride in knowing her regular customers by name and welcoming them back, and it doesn't go unnoticed.
And she's always coming over and see how it's going and asking me about my jobs and things like that, so very personable.
Mania strives to stick to her core beliefs that keep her motivated. She places a lot of importance on family, which is why the menu items are named after special loved ones in her life, such as Mama Mania, named after her late mother.
Every time somebody orders a mama, it's like, I know she's with me. It's just awesome.
By showing love through food, Grilled Cheese Mania is a home away from home.
It's not the money that drives me, but it's what I can do with that money. When we make a lot of money, how many people can I employ? How many people can I help?
For Breeze TV, I'm Haley Reichner, reporting from Grilled Cheese Mania. Nothing gets better, or should I say, cheddar, than this.
Though Grilled Cheese Mania still uses their truck for special events, they recently moved into a permanent location on South Main Street. Like a home away from home, their door is always open. Thanks for joining us today on Breeze TV.
Have a great weekend, Dukes. See you next week.